Well, I want to take a moment to say something about the rivalry that existed between Microsoft and Apple. How when we first started to have the PC revolution, the personal computer revolution, when computers first started to show up in the home, there was fierce competition between Apple and Microsoft to figure out which was going to be the dominant player for creating the operating system or the user environment. Which user environment were people going to want to use? Was it going to be Microsoft's version, their DOS at first, or Apple's version, the Macintosh? And Apple really made great strides when they came out with the Mac. They were the first ones to release the graphical user interface, but then Microsoft quickly came out with a graphical user interface not too long afterwards. So like I said, I believe, my personal opinion is that Apple has always had a superior product, but Microsoft was aligned with IBM, a massive business economic force, because IBM wanted to sell the hardware, the actual physical computers. That's where IBM thought the money was. But where the money actually turned out to be was in the operating system, because people didn't care so much what hardware, what hardware they were using. They just wanted to be able to continue to use whatever operating system they've been using, because once you got used to doing things a certain way in one operating system, there was a switching cost. A switching cost, that's a business term. There was a switching cost associated with moving to another operating system, because you had to figure out how to do things in that operating system. So that's still true today, right? Like if you're used to using Windows and you're thinking about buying a Mac, when you get your Mac, you'll be like, wow, how do I do this on here? How do I do that? You have to figure out how to do things in a new operating system. So Microsoft really had a massive market advantage. One, because they were aligned with IBM, and two, people were already using Microsoft. When once they got used to using Microsoft, it took time for them. If they wanted to switch to a different operating system, it would take time from people to figure out how to use that new operating system. So this movie, Pirates of Silicon Valley, is a great movie. It's got really good reviews, 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is actually pretty dang high. We will close that. That's from the critics. 74% of the audience liked it, which is actually a good rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And you can watch it for $1.99 on Google Play online right now if you want, or tonight, or Friday night, or whatever night you want to watch a movie. It's a pretty cool movie about Apple and Microsoft. Not fictionalized, but it's played by actors. It's not a documentary. And yeah, it's awesome. So you can go check the trailer out here on YouTube also, Pirates of Silicon Valley trailer. And I highly recommend that some evening in the not too distant future, you check this movie out so you can learn a little bit more about the rivalry which existed between Apple and Microsoft. It'll be well worth your time, and it'll give you a lot of insight for only an hour and a half or however long it is. It'll give you a lot of insight into Apple and Microsoft and the dynamics that existed between them as companies, and between Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. And it's pretty informative, just about the early days of the computer industry when personal computers were first coming into the home. So go check this out.